Back here at Truckmasters, about to do another install. This one's going to be a little different than what you might think though. So we're here at Truckmasters. This is Dale's personal truck. How's it going, man?
Good, how are you?
Doing real good. We are going to be doing an upgrade to this truck, but before I get started, Dale just told me why he's not a diesel guy and why we have a V10 here and not a 7.3. Can you re-explain that to my subscribers who are all diesel fans?
Well, I'm going to kind of show my age here, but like I was telling him, when this truck came out, diesel motors in my mind were still unproven. You know, the only experience I'd had up to that point was the old Ford 6.9, which was no power, always smelled like diesel, had to have a glove just put fuel in it. And then, you know, Chevy had the 6.5, which was, you know, the turbo. And I mean, the Cummins was out there, but it just hadn't caught on like it has now. They weren't pulling the horsepower out of them like they do now. So it just seemed like a good decision.
So what are we doing to your truck today?
So there's a lot of these trucks on the road due to the popularity of the 7.3 and also just to the popularity of these vehicles being a leaf-sprung vehicle. The only problem is sometimes when it comes to ride quality, obviously it's not going to be as good as 05 and up, the old coal spring. Another thing is leveling the vehicles. Leveling a 05 and up is pretty simple. You have a coal spring spacer with an isolator, goes in there and does it. These older ones, it's a little more tricky because you can't put a block in the front like you can in the rear, even though it's leaf sprung. So they make a couple of different versions. You can do a full replacement leaf, but all of them are pretty pricey, and none of them improve the ride quality. So SULASTIC just happens to have the old SC14, which is going to raise it 1.5 to 2 inches and improve the ride quality. You've seen us put these on the rear vehicles, but we've yet to do one on the front. So we're going to put this on, see what happens.
Perfect, man. And these are supposed to dramatically improve the ride of the truck because you always are going to have that stiffer feel with the progressive rated leaf springs that come on these things. Plus, it's going to level out his truck, which is going to be really nice as well. And these things are beefy, man. These are.
Oh yeah, I was looking at it. And the good thing also, this vehicle's lifted, obviously, so it doesn't hold up anything with the lift. In other words, it raises the spring, drops the spring down due to the shackle. So it's not something that you have to worry about running into problems.
And I guess the one thing you want to be cautious of is making sure your shocks can support the extra length, though,
exactly.
Right?
Yeah, you're always like, these shocks are here going to be plus 8.5. This was originally an 8.5 inch kit. I never put the second half on it just because I kind of like the height of it right there at 37. We didn't plan on going any taller. Now we're looking to go to 40, so obviously we need a couple more inches.
Sounds good, brother. A lot of nice wheels, guys, and Josh has tried to convince me to upgrade the wheels on my 450 for some time, but I really love the Alcoas. I'd like your opinion, though. Leave in the comment section below what you guys think. Should I eventually upgrade the wheels on my truck? So whenever you see these projects that I come up here to Truckmasters and film, you probably haven't seen a boat in here yet. And, you know, naturally the next evolution from four-wheel drive is to, I guess, air-wheel drive and cruising around on a boat. Anyways, this is apparently Josh's airboat that he is over-equipping with LED lights. Definitely wants to be seen. And if you can't see what I'm talking about, LED, 2 LEDs. I'm sure there's another one on the other side. Huge bar up here on the front. Is he going to put LEDs like below it as well?
Yeah,
so he can.
That's what Travis and I were talking about the other day, was getting some kind of transom light, either putting rock lights down there or something kind of under the water.
Flounder fishing?
Exactly.
Is that what it is?
Yes, sir.
So like all Fords, to put the SULASTICs on, do we have to raise the body off of the frame? No, I'm kidding. So Dale, so I made a video about 10 months ago where I talked about terminology in South Texas versus terminology in the rest of the world.
Okay.
And when I lived in Florida, there was no such thing as a breakfast taco. It just didn't exist. A breakfast taco was a breakfast burrito.
Same thing out west. Yeah.
Yeah, and in the mid Texas area. And on that video, I got so much grief from people saying there's no such thing as a breakfast taco, and then I'd get all the South Texans defending it.
Oh, yeah.
But over here, it's a breakfast taco. Am I right?
Really, it's just a taco. No one says breakfast taco except tourists and foreigners.
Yeah, that's true. It's just
Here,
a taco.
it's just taco.
And you can eat a taco anytime during the day as well.
Anytime.
It's just what's in the taco.
Exactly.
Carne guisada means lunch or dinner.
Asada, gusada, all the
Yeah, all the
traditional
asadas.
taco, yeah. morning usually involves eggs and beans, tons of bacon, all goodness.
Yep. Okay, so now I assume installing the front's very similar to the back. Take the weight off of the leaf springs, lift the truck up, and then remove the factory hangers, which this truck actually doesn't have factory hangers, does it?
Well, it does. That's the second part of the lift. Never put on.
Okay. So this is actually kind of even more simple because you're just removing essentially the leaf spring directly off of the frame mount. So I know all my Ford fans are going to hate me for saying this, but this generation of F250 actually still used a wax-coated frame. So Ford moved away from wax coating their frames to e-coating their frames, I believe in 2005 and 2007 for the various different models of trucks. And this specific truck still had a wax coated frame, or what's called a Knox coated frame, which was that waxy type material. It seemed to have done a pretty good job. I mean, there's a little bit of surface rust on the frame, but I don't see any structural issues with it at all. All the welds still seem solid, and the frame itself still seems intact. So what we've done is lifted the truck completely off the ground so the tires are off the ground, and to adjust the axle and leaf spring assembly where they need to be so you can remove the factory bolts holding them in, you use these floor jacks underneath the axle itself, lift up until you've removed all the tension off of the leaf spring hangers. So Dale does not know how to get dirty. He never gotten dirty a day in his life, so he has to lay this huge Ranch Hand branded bumper protection.
Hey, this, the best thing, Ranch Hand, thank you for wrapping your bumper in this because it gets a lot of use.
This is recycling. Yeah, exactly. Hey, don't get your shirt dirty, okay, buddy?
Hey, I get dirty every now and then. Don't worry. No worry.
Would you say you're just a dirty guy?
This one has a little cab mount right there that makes it difficult to get to. This is kind of a good one just to show people you can get these on with basic hand tools, you know. Obviously a lift helps, but you could do this off a jack stand.
Just have your larger wrenches ready.
Ratcheting wrenches.
Yes. Best invention ever made for a shop.
Huh? Knock the old track bar off. Think so?
Yeah, jump maybe over here.
In the back of the truck.
Or? Oh, yeah,
Boss?
So as you can see, they have the SULASTICs in place here on the back. They just need to position the leaf springs into them now. So they got the first SULASTIC in place, have the bolts on. They're going to be adding a few washers to properly align it.
Should be lined up there. Yeah, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Got another 1/4 inch, keep going, keep going. The brake line, your brake line's fine, you're okay. Go. Right there.
Have the driver's side wrapped up, they're just doing the passenger side now. Great when bolts go in with no problem at all, huh?
Yep, yes sir.
So everything's all wrapped up here. Everything's been installed below. Gonna pull the truck out, see how it looks in the sun. Dale's about to take this thing for a quick spin.
Nice bumpy road right here, that's perfect.
While I'm waiting for Dale to get back, I really love that ruby red. Makes me smile every time I see it. So what do you think?
It's like a night and day difference.
Really?
Like, no exaggeration. This road right here has like some big manhole, potholes, small chatter bumps, stuff that you used to, I mean, you could almost feel it in the wheel. Now it just goes right over them.
Worth the upgrade?
Oh, definitely. And you get a little lift out of it. Got the old Cali lean going now.
Yeah, he likes it. He likes it squatting in the back. I've never been able to get my head around that, man. I love the front kind of slope down a little bit.
Yeah, that's really
Me personally.
odd. You're from the east, so.
It's true, Florida, but you know, there's a lot of truck owners in Florida, though.
Yeah, they build them different out there for sure.
So what's the benefit of having it raised in the front?
There's really no benefit.
Just the look?
Just the look. You actually get a little bit more drag. Your headlights kind of shine up.
So in every way, it's bad.
Yeah,
but,
exactly.
but it's Texas. Who cares? Well, guys, I'm really glad that he liked these. Never put these on the front of a truck before, so it was interesting to see how they went on. This is a 99 F250, right?
Yes, sir.
99 F250 V10, which is a pretty heavy engine, actually. And leaf sprung up front. Everything seemed to go on pretty good. Everything looks real good. Let's get under here, take a look at it real quick. Grade 8 hardware. It's a heavy, heavy, heavy piece of equipment right there. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope Dale gets lots of miles of joy and smooth riding out of this. If you haven't had a chance, please subscribe to the channel. Give me a thumbs up. We'll talk to you later.